This Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver Kelvin Austin situation is getting out of control. So, as we all know, wide receiver Kelvin Austin, he was drafted in last year's draft in the 4th round by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he missed the whole season and preseason due to a foot injury. But now he's projected to be back by training camp and participate in the preseason and obviously the season in general. So let's see what the speedster has to offer the team of value. But this video is based on the wide receiver depth in total, and the comments I see made by the fans talking about the Steelers drafting a wide receiver early in this year's draft. On one hand, there are fans saying that they don't want a wide receiver early in this year's draft because they believe there are bigger positions out there, like offensive tackle and cornerback, that Steelers need to address. But then, on the other hand, there are fans saying that they want a wide receiver early in this year's draft, just say, for example, Jordan Addison, and the reason that they're giving is that Kelvin Austin missed the whole season, so he hasn't had any game reps, and they're scared that his production won't be there in the NFL because they haven't seen anything from him so far. But that just doesn't make sense. Yes, you could want the Steelers to draft a wide receiver early to just give Kenny Pickett another weapon on the field. But saying that you're scared that Kelvin Austin hasn't had any game reps, so you're going to draft a rookie early in the draft, doesn't make sense. Because that rookie that you're drafting isn't going to have any game reps in the NFL either. So both those guys, Kelvin Austin and that rookie, are going to come in and kind of be on the same level of not participating in the NFL so far. So you're basically just giving up on Kelvin Austin so early in his career, only his second season and really true first season in the NFL because he got injured. When looking at Kelvin Austin in general, looking at him as a wide receiver, not just looking at him because of his size and speed, he put up so much production in the college level at Memphis. In 2020, he put up 63 receptions for 1,053 yards and 11 touchdowns. In 2021, he put up 74 receptions, 1,149 yards, and 8 touchdowns as well. So his production is there. The only reason I believe that he fell to the 4th round is because of his size. He is short wide receiver, around 5'9", and he weighs less than most wide receivers. But just looking at the production in total, his production in college is right there with the best of them. He put up so much production in college at Memphis, and also he's a quick speed wide receiver. He ran a 4.32 at the combine at the 40-yard dash, and looking at his college tape, he was a big threat wide receiver. He wasn't just a guy who was going to beat you deep, but his route running is actually insane. When you look at his separation that he gets on his routes, it's actually insane. Watching wide receiver Kelvin Austin at last year's Senior Bowl as well, going up against other college guys who are going to be drafted, other cornerbacks from last year's draft, Kelvin Austin was blazing past them and getting open on basically every single opportunity he had at the Senior Bowl. He was going up against the best guys from last year's draft at cornerback, and he was leaving them in the dust with the speed and route running in general. So that's something that you can look forward to with him. And also, many might say that his versatility, he doesn't have that. He could only be a slot wide receiver in the NFL. But that's wrong. In college, he was actually mostly an outside wide receiver at Memphis. Yes, at the NFL level, he might be only a slot wide receiver because of his size, but that doesn't mean that he hasn't played and he hasn't had that versatility back in college. So his production is there, and the Steelers fans saying that they want a wide receiver early in this draft because Kelvin Austin's situation and his injury doesn't make sense. Yes, like I said, I could understand both perspectives. Offensive tackle and cornerback are the main positions that the Steelers need. And then I could also understand you saying that you want a wide receiver early in this draft because you want to give Kenny Pickett more targets on the field and more weapons. But that just talk about Kelvin Austin and being scared that he's lack of production and his injury and he hasn't shown anything in the NFL. Either way, both guys are going to come into the NFL not with any reps. So in total, I could see both sides. But my side is, obviously, I want to give Kelvin Austin a chance first before you replace him. If you're not going to give a guy a chance to be that third wide receiver on the team, give a chance to be that deep threat, that guy who could outrun the whole defense, then why did you draft him in the first place? But on the other hand, if a top wide receiver does fall to the Steelers, for example, Jackson Smith-Njigba, who's projected to go probably within the top 15, even the top 10, one of the top wide receivers in this year's draft in general. If he falls to the Steelers, then it's a different story. I'm not just going to pick a wide receiver to pick a wide receiver. If one of the top guys do fall though, then I won't be mad at the Steelers and their draft selection. But just don't reach because you're scared for Kelvin Austin and his time with the Steelers so far. So, with that being said, let me know down in the comments below. How do you feel about the situation and all these comments about Kelvin Austin and being scared so we should draft a wide receiver early in the draft? Do you believe we should or shouldn't? Let me know down in the comments below. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below as well if you like Steelers content and analysis reports. Like the video, turn on post notifications down below for this channel as well so you never miss out on the next Steelers video. I've been covering all of free agency. I'm been covering all the draft. Every news that breaks for the Pittsburgh Steelers, just know I'm covering it. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.